Hey, what's going on, fellow college basketball fans? It's Matty D with College Basketball Eye Test, and here are my picks for Suspect Spread Saturday. These are just some lines that are looking quite suspect for me, as I'm 21, 17, and 2 with my picks against the spread on the college basketball season, using those Las Vegas odds as the natural barometer to see how I'm doing. The first odds that are jumping out at me is UNC and Florida State. UNC seems to be having a close game regardless of the competition, so the fact that they're getting 4 points against Florida State, I feel comfortable with early in the day. Then Ohio State against Illinois. Ohio State obviously would be outmatched down low with some of the size that Illinois has. However, I wouldn't discount Ohio State from being able to be competitive in this game. EJ Liddell is a grinder down low, even though height-wise, he might be giving up a few inches to some of the big boys at Illinois. And Ohio State, if you watch the win that they just had against Northwestern, they had a multitude of players off the bench contributing in different ways. I think it can be a by committee effort on the rebounds, and I think Ohio State can definitely cover the 7. And if you're actually betting this game, I would definitely divide up some of your investment between the money line and the points. San Diego State against Utah State, kind of a similar dynamic in terms of Utah State having some more size down low than does San Diego State, but I am never concerned about a San Diego State defense. Michigan and Minnesota. If you read my blog, you know that I love Minnesota as an underdog, if you will, a sleeper value at 30-1 perhaps for the futures to win the college basketball tournament. However, what Michigan did the other night to Wisconsin needs to be taken note, and I think Michigan is actually going to continue rolling. I like them to cover the 6 points here. Kentucky just had a bad loss, but I think that they're going to rebound. They lost a fellow student athlete, so their community was mourning in the last game that they played. But I think they're going to rebound here. I think they can cover the 1 point against Auburn, and I actually look for Calipari's Wildcats to go on a serious run here and put themselves back into contention for the NCAA tournament. They're just too talented not to. And then Stanford against Colorado. Colorado finally getting some respect as they are a 8-point favorite here. And Stanford has a lot of talent. I actually am surprised to see this line. I'm surprised that this is the game that the odds makers are choosing to give Colorado some finally due respect. But I actually like Stanford to cover the 8 points here, although I would suspect that Colorado will win the game. So if you're betting Stanford here, I'd feel good with the 8 points, and I'd put just a tiny investment, a tiny portion of your investment if you are betting Stanford on that money line. Baylor and Texas Tech. Texas Tech, well, if Baylor watches the game film on how Texas Tech beat Texas the other night, I think that they could find a way to avoid some of those bad fouls that Texas gave up against Texas Tech, putting Texas Tech on the free throw line late and allowing them to climb back into that game and to win it in dramatic fashion with Matt McClung hitting a big three-pointer for Texas Tech. A big win for Texas Tech the other night, but I really just don't see Baylor keeping them in the game. I like Baylor to cover the 4 points here, even in Texas Tech. If you'd like to play the teasers, I would feel really good adding 5 points to any of these lines, except for Michigan, because obviously Minnesota can win that game at home over Michigan. I'm just picking Michigan with the 6 points. So if you like teasers, add the 5 points to all of these teams except for Michigan. And I also like to play a 4-team parlay, 10-1 odds, everyone to cover the spread. And I think four teams is about my max of what I think is realistic and possible. So I would go with Kentucky, Ohio State, Stanford, and San Diego State in this scenario. So enjoy the college hoops here for another loaded Saturday of action. Check out my blog, collegebasketballeyetest.com, and follow me on Twitter, and I will be sure to retweet any of your game observations if you see something while watching hoops on TV. Thanks so much for watching.